Coming in at number 10, we have I Can't Feel My Face, The Weeknd. Big shout out to The Weeknd for being one of the biggest artists to come out of Canada. He was even in that movie with Adam Sandler, Uncut Gems. That dude is blowing up. And his song I Can't Feel My Face was a huge hit. At first everyone thought the song was about a guy who was madly in love with some lady. He's saying things like I can't feel my face when I'm with you, and everyone thought, oh, that's so cute, he's smiling all the time because he likes her so much. And then he also says, I know she'll be the death of me, but at least we're both numb. And people thought, oh, that sounds a little morbid, but it's also kind of cute in a razzing your partner kind of way. And then people started to put the pieces together as to what will make your face numb and also lead to your death, and they're like, oh, the song's about cocaine. That's what the song is about, yeah. Yeah, once everyone got to the bottom of this song, it wasn't so sweet anymore. And the evidence of this song being about The Weeknd's love for cocaine is backed up by the many other songs where he references cocaine. The dude really loves cocaine.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
In our number 9 spot today, we have Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People. Pumped Up Kicks rose to fame in 2011 as a catchy indie pop tune, but it hides a pretty gruesome message. The song was originally released online as a free download and helped the band gain a multi-record deal with Columbia Records. The songwriter Mark Foster wanted the lyrics to reflect the thoughts of an extremely troubled and homicidal teen. Mark saw a trend in the rising mental illness rates among teens and wanted to bring awareness to the issue. Music is definitely a super smart way to try and get through to teens and young adults, and the song did just that as it spent 8 consecutive weeks at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. Although it's easy to get lost in the upbeat melody of the music, when you listen to the lyrics you really get the true message of the song.
And guys, don't forget to hit that like button, it helps us out a lot. Coming in at number 8, we have Poker Face by Lady Gaga, one of the best Gaga songs to ever come out, and this lady has some smash hits, so you know that's saying something. Now, Poker Face sounds like she's hiding who she really is from the public, which is what the song is about, but I don't think many fans know how deep this actually goes. When Lady Gaga says Poker Face, she's actually talking about the fact that she's bisexual, and at the time of this song, she didn't feel comfortable or safe coming out about who she really was on the inside. That's a huge bummer. Everyone should be able to go out there and be themselves. But I would say that Poker Face has a dark hidden message because it highlights the struggle that a lot of people have to go through with their sexuality. Lady Gaga has even said in interviews that some of the inspiration for this song was when she would be making love to her past boyfriends and she would think about ladies. I hope that none of her past boyfriends saw that because that would be a major hit to the ego. It would be pretty hard to feel pretty in the morning after you hear that news.
In our number 7 spot today, we have Some Nights by Fun. This absolute banger came to us in 2012 and quickly became a favorite go-to song on a night out. But what is the song really saying? Some Nights is about the band's creative struggle in their quest for success. It's the eternal fight about staying true to your original vision as opposed to selling out in order to get your music heard by more people. A lot of the lyrics reflect the story of wanting to be someone else for the night, which really shows the band's wrestle to figure out what the best course of action for them is. I think the band did an amazing job at figuring out a way to stay true to themselves while also releasing a song that hit number 3 on the chart for 6 weeks.
Coming in at number 6, we have If You Seek Amy, Britney Spears. Some people watching this video are too young to remember what it was like growing up in the tidal wave of fame that was Britney Spears. She was an absolute legend. It was smash hit after smash hit. Everyone thought she was a rocket, and every last thing she did was in the news. Not to mention her music was everywhere and formed a generation. There was more Britney Spears played at grade school dances than hot dogs devoured by Joey Chestnut in his lifetime.
The 2020 men's division of the Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest.
It's been something else to get this off the ground, and I hope that MLE's been able to help our peers.
Well, if you say the title of this song slowly, what does it sound like? If You Seek Amy. Doesn't sound like a song about finding a girl named Amy, I'll tell you that. It sounds like the song is about sex. Well, it turns out that the song is about neither. The song is about how Britney was always under the watchful eye of the media and how everyone was trying to steal a piece of her for their own benefit, which is really sad to think about when you look at how young she was when she started to deal with all of this.
At number 5 today we have Feel It Still by Portugal the Man. Although the opening lines of this song are about the lead singer John Gourley's daughter Frances, it quickly turns into a socio-political statement. The inspiration for the chorus lyrics, "I'm a rebel just for kicks now," came from George Carlin and his distrust for politicians, as well as Bernie Sanders having to run as a Democrat. The lyrics are a way of expressing how the band feels about the way the American political system is set up, explaining that they feel as though choosing between presidential candidates is like football teams. If you're not cheering for one team, you have to be cheering for the other.
Going at number 4, we have Total Eclipse of the Heart, Bonnie Tyler. Every now and then I get a little bit lonely and you never come around. You can't play the song without having everyone in the room getting into it. This is one of the best karaoke bangers of all time. Every time I hear this song, I picture myself with some glam metal hair standing in a moonlit window as wind blows on my open shirt. But even though the song sounds like it's about two people falling in love and never letting go, it has a little bit of a dark twist. The song's composer said that the original title was supposed to be called Vampire's Love because it's about two vampires falling in love in darkness, about how the power of love can push through everything, even when it seems like there's no hope, which isn't a metaphorical meaning of darkness like in most of the other points on this list, but a literal meaning of darkness. The song is literally about vampires being in the dark and making out. I added the making out part, but they're in love, so they're probably doing some smooching.
Number 3 today we have Chandelier by Sia. Whether you know this song for Sia's huge vocals, the catchy chorus, or the gorgeous music video that features the amazing Maddie Ziegler from Dance Moms,
ambitious, raw.
It's no doubt that you've belted this one out at some point or another. I can admit that I had no idea this song was about Sia's previous struggle with drug and alcohol addiction. Although she's been sober for years, she recounts the feelings of not being in control and a lack of concern for her future. It's unfortunate that Sia had to endure these struggles, but I am super happy for her being able to overcome her addictions and live a sober life.
Coming at number 2, we have Phil Collins' In the Air Tonight. This song has one of the most famous drum solos of all time. People loved it, the build-up is huge. The song recently went viral because there's a younger generation who has never heard the song and they're just finding out how fire it is. Well, for a long time people thought that the song was about Phil Collins seeing someone drowning in a pool and another person just walking by and not helping them. That's already super dark. Well, it turns out that there's a little extra layer of emotional trauma added to this song. Apparently the song is actually about Mr. Collins' divorce from his wife and how much anger and hatred he felt at the time. My God, this whole point has been an emotional roller coaster.
And at number 1 today we have Love Song by Sarah Bareilles. At a first listen, this song sounds like an anti-love song. With a catchy chorus and bright melody, it seems as though this song is Sarah's confident exit from an old relationship. But this song is actually a message to her record label. At the time of recording, Sarah's record label was pressuring her to write certain kinds of music with other songwriters. The process of trying to co-write the music was making her feel uninspired and stifled in a time where she was still trying to find her own creative process and identity. Out of that frustrating situation came the song that ended up spending 19 weeks in the top 10 on the charts. So maybe it was all worth it.
At number 10 we have Snowblind by Styx. Alright, we're gonna kick off this list with a classic song that was at the tail end of the Satan and rock and roll movement. This song came out in 1981 and punk rock was about to switch the focus of the devil being in music to delinquents wanting to start an anarchist movement to overthrow the government. Maybe news outlets should stop blaming music and musicians for civil unrest and focus on the billionaires that are crippling the economy and social services and using their wealth to hang out with people like Jeffrey Epstein and do horrible things with minors. But this is a conversation for another video. This Styx song became a hot button of discussion because when you play it in reverse it sounds like the lyrics are saying Satan moves through my voice. Let's have a listen and let me know what you think.
Try so hard to make it so slick and move.
The word Satan sounds pretty clear, and I think that's what got eyes focused on this song, but the rest of the sentence seems like just a jumbled mess. But that didn't stop the PMRC from using this song as an example of why albums need stricter labeling. At number 9 we have Queen with Another One Bites the Dust. Now we're going to move a year back in time to 1980. Another One Bites the Dust is of course the Queen hit that is one of the greatest fight intro songs ever. When Floyd Mayweather used this as his entrance music against Arturo Gatti, it was just mean.
Theme music for the ultra-confident Floyd Mayweather. He has a spectacular smile, and the Gatti crowd responds to the mode of transportation.
But other than a great song to play right before you beat someone into a bloody pulp, it's also thought that this song has some subliminal messages in it. The accusation is that when you play it in reverse, it sounds like the Queen song is saying it's fun to smoke marijuana. Let's have a listen. As much as I don't think this was intentionally thrown in there, this one sounds a lot like it's fun to smoke marijuana. And depending on what country you're from, your opinion on whether or not it's actually fun to smoke marijuana will probably change. In Canada, you can buy this stuff in stores, but in China you get the death penalty, which can really influence your opinion on the drug. At number 8 we have the Beatles with Revolution 9. If you ever heard this song before, it's already creepy as is. It's not even a song really, it's just a series of recordings cobbled together that gives the ambiance of some sort of psychological torture. And if the original track wasn't enough to make you never want to turn this song on again, it also has a creepy tune playing in the background that I bet you didn't know about.
Number 9, number 9, number 9, Neanderman.
This track has sparked a bunch of conspiracy theories, one of them being that the rest of the Beatles were behind John Lennon's death. Some people think this is also evidence that Paul McCartney is actually dead and his whole career after his car crash has been some sort of hoax to manipulate the public. Imagine being Paul McCartney and you're alive and everyone else is like, hey, you're not the real Paul McCartney, you're a fake. And you're like, dude, it's me, it's me. At number 7 we have Motorhead with Nightmare the Daytime. If you're a heavy metal fan, you probably know a lot about Motorhead, and it should be no surprise that one of the titans of the genre hid some dark messages in their music. It was rock and roll and metal that started the whole worshipping the devil music in the first place. It only makes sense that they continued the tradition with a little backmasking. If you are unfamiliar with backmasking, it's when you intentionally put a message in a song that can be heard in reverse. Unlike the other songs we've had on this list so far that are just a coincidence, this next chunk is meant to be in there and heard by the people. And that's just a little piece from how it starts. It continues with narrow-minded flights of paranoia. I and people like me will always prevail. You will never stifle our free speech in this country or any country around the world. Because we will fight forever. If that doesn't make you want to get up and fight for freedom, then nothing will. Let's go Motorhead. At number 6 we have Hell Awaits by Slayer. We are back in the realm of hell and metal with this Slayer track. You don't really need to hide a message in a song titled Hell Awaits. I think you get the message across before anyone even listens to the track, but hidden in a backwards message is a very on-brand message for this song. When the song is played forward, those voices just sound like demonic ramblings, but when you flip them over and play them in reverse, the clear message of recruiting people to the Dark Lord is right in your face. Slayer wants you to join the Dark Army and probably do hell stuff. I don't really know what that means. It could be sacrificing a virgin in the moonlight and summoning one of the kings of the underworld, or just a nice potluck. At number 5 we have Grim Reaper Final Scream. The band and song title are both fear-inducing, and it's no surprise that there is a creepy message lurking in the shadows. At the beginning of this song there's a bunch of grumbled noises, but once you play them in reverse you can hear them clear. If any of you didn't pick up on that, it's pretty clear that he's saying see you in hell. This is another case of backmasking, and I read a few different reasons on why Grim Reaper might have concealed this in their song. Some people think this could have been a hidden message to a rival band or a death threat to an unknown person, while other people think the message see you in hell was just a reference to their previous album titled See You in Hell. At number 4 we have Soundgarden with 665. This is probably the funniest one on the list. It seems like Soundgarden saw everyone putting backmasking into their tracks, and they wanted to do their own spin on it. Like, don't do what all the other kids are doing, have a little originality. Take what people have done before you and improve on it. This case in backmasking is so close to the other ones, but also so different. Very revolutionary. You didn't hear that wrong. He is saying Santa is king. Not Satan, but Santa. Trust me, you aren't mishearing this. If you don't believe me, later in the song he says, "My Christmas king." But if you really are going to praise anyone as your giant savior, I would pick Santa. He travels around the globe dropping off presents for kids and is the poster boy for body positivity. The guy hasn't tried to get in shape for like 500 years. Also, I'm a big fan of Christmas. Wrap me up in a comfy sweater and feed me gingerbread until my blood sugar is at nuclear levels. And I'll be happy as an elf becoming a dentist. I support the backmasking in Soundgarden, for sure. At number 3 we have Deep Purple with Stormbringer. Next we have some backmasking that has a movie tie-in. If you've ever listened to some old rock and roll or metal and you hear some demonic gibberish at any point, you might want to play it in reverse. Based on this list, there's a good chance that there is some twisted lyrics on the other end. Except for that Christmas thing. All hail our Christmas Lord Santa. May he forever bring us presents and enough turkey to make 1,000 turkey sandwiches. In the song Stormbringer by Deep Purple, there's a chunk in the song at the beginning that is apparently pulled right from the movie The Exorcist. This one you're going to have to trust me on. There are some creepy backmasking lyrics in this song. I don't know if they're directly pulled from the movie, but they certainly sound like they are. The reason you're going to have to trust me on this is because I can't play them for you on this channel without beeping them out. It's not exactly viewer friendly, so if you want, you can go Google Deep Purple Stormbringer in reverse and then listen to it for yourself. I promise you won't be disappointed. At number 2 we have Marilyn Manson, Tourniquet. Marilyn Manson has become world famous for becoming one of the eeriest dudes around. There's definitely an argument that he is one of the most important goth icons who has ever existed, next to the Plague Dude. The Plague Dude is like probably a little higher than him. On top of that, he is very well educated, and in interviews he speaks like a Harvard professor. And there was also a rumor about him and his ribs. It might have just been my generation, but everyone spread the exact same rumor about Marilyn Manson, which is 100% not true. Unless it is, I don't know, maybe it is, but I don't think it is. On top of all the frightening imagery that Manson would put right in front of your face, there's also a ton of nightmarish themes he would be hiding in his lyrics through backmasking. Like the song Dope Hat, where it repeatedly says kill yourself, and in the song Tourniquet where it says if you didn't catch that, he's saying I'm at my lowest point of vulnerability. Very dark and depressing. Are you doing okay, Marilyn? If you need some help, man, you can come hang out with me. We'll go get coffee, we'll talk it out. Like, it's gonna be fine. And for the number 1 spot, we have Judas Priest, Better By You, Better Than Me. This is probably one of the most high profile cases of alleged lyrics in reverse. First I'll have all of you watching listen to the song, and then I'll give you the full breakdown. Being straightforward, I don't hear anything, and Judas Priest has made it very clear that there is no secret message in the song. But in 1985, 2 young men who were listening to the song said they could hear Judas Priest saying, "Do it, do it." Raymond Belknap and James Vance were hanging out, consuming some cannabis and alcohol, while listening to Better By You, Better Than Me. Then they went to a church and shot themselves with a shotgun. Belknap was killed instantly, but Vance survived, and was able to give a statement to the police, the media, and the entire country. It's clear that both these men were struggling with mental illness, and it's a shame that they weren't able to get the aid that they needed. However, this was at the height of the satanic music craze. Parents of both the victims sued Judas Priest, and a legal battle went on for years and gained major media attention. Judas Priest eventually won the battle, but it took a long time.
Starting off this video, we have Every Breath You Take by The Police. Honestly, I'm a big fan of The Police and Sting. Some of my favorite songs are Roxanne and Message in a Bottle, you know, the classics. So anyway, I'm sure you've heard of the song Every Breath You Take. Now honestly, I never thought too much of the song, I just thought it was a cute romance song. Well, turns out it is quite the opposite. Apparently Sting wrote the song after a bad breakup. So now if you listen to the song keeping that in mind, it sounds like he's just stalking his ex. Like, just listen to these lyrics. Every breath you take and every move you make, I'll be watching you. Every single day and every word you say, he'll be watching you. Like, now that's really creepy, so maybe think twice before playing that song at your wedding, just a suggestion. Moving on, at number 9 we have Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. That's right folks, our childhood nursery rhyme is much darker than you thought. So if you play the line, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, how I wonder what you are, backwards, it sounds like I wish there was no Allah. Allah in Arabic means God. So parents believed that it was going to cause their child to become an atheist or even a devil worshipper. Now this can only be heard in some versions of the song, and even then it still sounds a bit distorted, so I personally don't believe that was put there intentionally. But seriously, who discovered this? Are there just people spending their days listening to songs backwards trying to spark some kind of controversy? Next up at number 8 we have the song Eunuch Provocateur by Mars Volta. Now the name of the song alone is pretty disturbing honestly. And yeah, it's not like a positive, uplifting pop song, so what do you expect? Now towards the beginning of the song, in between an instrumental break, you can hear some sort of distorted voice. When played in reverse, it sounds like someone saying, "Did mommy and daddy ever hurt or spank you?" I have no clue why they incorporated this in the song. Maybe it was just like to hop on the backmasking trend, or maybe it truly does have a darker meaning. In our 7th spot we have the song Fire on High by Electric Light Orchestra. Now orchestra music is not typically that scary, but this song contained quite a creepy message. So at the beginning of the song there appears to be some sort of gibberish. People detected that it was a message and played it backwards. That's when they revealed that it said, "Music is reversible, but time is not. Turn back, turn back, turn back." The voice itself is very deep and heavy, giving it a creepier tone. Now, people tried to decipher this message. Some people think that he is warning about impending doom. And of course, you have the people that think everything is satanic. Well, parents were fearful because this soundtrack was used as the opening theme for CBS Sports and even at a ride at Seabreeze Amusement Park. Although it's creepy and we don't really know the exact meaning, I doubt we have anything to worry about. Right? Yeah. Moving on to number 6, we have 123 Red Light by 1910 Fruit Gum Company. Honestly, this song is said to be a classic childhood song for a bunch of individuals around the 1970s. Many people listened to this song and focused on the snazzy tune or catchy repetition of the line 123 Red Light. But apparently this song has an underlying message about date rape. What's scary is how this song was specifically targeted towards children and young teens. It is not a good song that they should be listening to at such a young age, especially when they are still developing and can easily be influenced. So when you listen to the lyrics, it says things like, "Every time I try to prove I love you, 123 red light, you stop me. Baby, you ain't right to stop me." Then it also says, "123 red light won't stop me. When I know I'm right, don't stop me, 123 red light." That makes me feel so sick. Like literally he's singing about trying to pursue a woman who doesn't want to engage in sexual activities. Even though she's rejecting him, he still won't stop because he thinks he's right and she's wrong for doing so. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with Nebraska by Bruce Springsteen. Now this song is fairly heavy. The emotion in Springsteen's voice is very powerful, it's honestly beautifully sung. But unfortunately, what some people may not know is that it is actually about a serial killer by the name of Charlie Starkweather. When Charlie was just 19, he killed 11 people in Nebraska and Wyoming. There was no motive, it was just a relentless killing spree. The song has lyrics like, "Me and her went for a ride, sir, and 10 innocent people died." And "Through to the Badlands of Wyoming, I killed everything in my path." This is all true to what Charlie did. Suddenly, the harmonica moments in the song just sound a bit more creepier than normal. It's a very sad song once you listen to it with that in mind. Moving on, in our 4th spot, we have Dinner at the Deviant's Palace by Cradle of Filth. I mean, again, what did you expect? They're an extreme heavy metal band, and have said that they're inspired by gothic mythology, books, and horror films. They even wear upside down crosses. So I'm not surprised by this dark message hidden in their song. So this interesting song is the 8th track from their album Bittersweets to Succubi. So in the song, when it's played in reverse, you can hear a young boy reciting the Lord's Prayer. The young boy's voice is eerie with like a static effect over it. It sounds almost like he's possessed. Now, apparently, when a Lord's Prayer is recited backwards, it can be used to summon demons. So maybe be careful next time you choose to listen to this song, you might receive more than you bargained for. In our 3rd spot, we have Hate Your State by Choking Victim. Now, Choking Victim is a punk rock band with songs like Born to Die, No Gods, and In My Grave. So obviously their music is going to be more darker and involve more mature subject matter. Now in their song, Hate Your State, there's a whole secret paragraph that they included. This message is inserted at the beginning of the song and at first just sounds like the singer is struggling to speak as if he's choking. So some people just overlooked it, thinking it was an artistic choice. However, other individuals knew that a message was hidden there, so when played backwards, it says, "You think you are alive, MF? You're just the walking effing dead. You're stepping on my back to stay alive. West Coast, East Coast, you're all a bunch of effing fools." Then it tells the listener to kill themselves and hail Satan. But then it ends with him saying, "Good night boys and girls, pleasant dreams." So I guess that's sweet, I don't know. But seriously, I know they're a more hardcore band, but that message is a little too scary. At number 2 we have Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven. Now, believe me, when this one is played in reverse, it sounds more like it should have been titled Stairway to Hell. Now, this song in particular is different from the rest. It is shown that the whole thing in reverse has tons of hidden messages, not just one line, the whole song. So throughout the reversed version of the song, you can hear him say things like, "Here's to my sweet Satan," or "All my life will end for him," or even, "Oh, I will never be saved because I lived with Satan." And this isn't the first time Led Zeppelin has been accused of backmasking dark messages. Now, in the forward version of the song, he even says the line, "'Cause you know, sometimes words have two meanings." This is what led people to believe there was a hidden message in the song. So, some individuals believe that he is trying to recruit people into Satanism. What supported their theory is that the guitarist Jimmy Page bought a home from Aleister Crowley. Now, Aleister is known to try and have his followers learn to read and speak backwards. Coincidence? But either way, the satanic messages are pretty creepy. And in our number 1 spot, we have Big Hoops by Nelly Furtado. Now, Nelly Furtado is a Portuguese-Canadian singer-songwriter known for her songs like I'm Like a Bird and Turn Off the Light. Now, she isn't one to typically spark controversy, but this next song has people thinking that she's part of the Illuminati. Now, towards the end of her song, Big Hoops, you hear her say, "It's not over yet." And then some inaudible sounds. It seemed like nothing big until it was played backwards. That's when you can clearly hear her say, "Oh my god, descending to the 13th floor. We're on the 11th floor, descending to the 12th floor." And then it repeats. There is something about this one that just makes me feel so uncomfortable. Like, her voice is just so eerie in it. There's just something so off about it, and her voice just gives me the goosebumps. Now, 13th floors are thought to be unlucky, and most buildings don't even have a 13th floor. And then throughout the music video, she does the Illuminati symbol. She makes a triangle with her fingers and places it to her eye. She does this multiple times throughout the video. So, people believe that she sold her soul to the Illuminati or that she's involved with them somehow. People furthered this theory by even adding up all the numbers she said and doing more research. Then they came to the conclusion that it all added up to 666, the devil's number. Now, that one is kind of reaching. Like, I too could make up some bogus math equation like, oh, she has 2 eyes and she's wearing 4 bracelets, so that makes 6 and her favorite number is 6. So you see, like, I could just make it up too. So that probably just was a coincidence, but the reverse message just really creeps me out.